Okay, so we got to location before lunch. Where's the place? How far away is it? What places are close to this place? There's a couple terms that we need to know. First, what is the definition of location in terms of geography? It's a position of something on Earth. Let's put the position of something. So, what's your guys' thoughts? Do you think teachers make these, or do you think they just get them somewhere on the internet?
They make them. They get them on something. They make them. Because I'm just looking them up.
I make them all myself.
You lying.
The reason why, which is a good question, I make all my own because me explaining it is easier to use my stuff explaining my stuff rather than me trying to explain someone else's work, because then I'll be like, it's not exactly the right way I want to say it, because everyone does it slightly different.
There's someone pay you to put that.
I got a question.
Yes, I get a stipend for commercial.
Are you serious?
No. Okay,
What's in the market?
there's two types of location. There's absolute and relative locations. The question is, why am I sponsored by Home Depot, Cinemark, and Dick's? It's a way to, the difference between absolute and relative location. Absolute location is using some exact point to tell someone where something is. For example, you could use an address. So the address or the absolute location of Turner High School is 2211 South 55th Street, Kansas City, Kansas 66801, right? If you were telling someone how to get to Turner, addresses don't always help. You usually do relative location, as in it's close to something else.
Yeah, like a store or something.
Correct. If you're describing where Turner High School is, they might know where Pearson Park. You say, well, it's up the street from Pearson Park, right?
Like if they know Pearson.
If you were trying to tell someone where Cinemark was, or Home Depot, you'd be like, well, Home Depot is by Cinemark and the Dick's, right? If you were talking about, if you're talking about, like, say, IKEA, IKEA is by the highway, big highway. It's next to the Jack in the Box, and there's now a
Chili's.
Oh, there's a Chili's, yeah. Kind of, yeah, a couple gas stations, new McDonald's, Quick Trip, the new nice Quick Trip, yeah. Okay, so relative location, the position of a place in relationship to other places. If you don't need an example, don't write it, but I would make sure you know what that definition means. Examples sometimes are better. Absolute location, using the exact spot on Earth. A country doesn't have an address, so you use the latitude and longitude lines. So the exact point of Home Depot is 39 degrees north, 94 degrees west, with some decimal points along with it.
That's the real thingy?
Yeah.
Like,
so that would also be the latitude and longitude of all of Kansas City, more or less. Because one latitude line is a fair amount of miles. There's decimals that go along with it. So, who typically, when they're describing where something is, uses absolute location? They always use like 2 cross streets or the address. Who's more of a relative location guy or girl? Yes, I would say that a lot of times, you know, you'll get the absolute location. If you're not certain of something, you'll Google it and then find the address, and then Google tells you where it's at. I understand that. But most often than not, if you know the area, you use relative location, correct? However, my wife, that's all she uses, and sometimes it doesn't help. She'll call and she's, I'm at Target. Do you need me to run any more errands? It's like, which Target are you at? And she's like, well, the one by Kohl's. I'm like, that doesn't help. Okay, what other things are out there? Oh, there's a Home Depot. That doesn't really help. Well, it's down the street from the Walmart. No, it's one by the Quick Trip.
Oh.
Oh, help me out. Give me a street. Oh, it's by that big busy road. Like what highway? Oh, the one that we always drive on. Okay, is it closer to our house or your parents' house? It's kind of the middle. Oh my gosh. You know anyone like that? No, I'm sure you do. It's like,
That's me right there. That's kind of me. I'm like,
okay. It also gives you an idea how similar all the stores are around. It seems like everything's next to something else. It's always the same. America. Okay. What are the questions I should ask when describing the place? Obviously, describe the place. How do you do that? What is the climate like? What kind of physical features? Physical features are kind of like mountains or forests or rivers. You know, using those terms that are up there on the board that you guys all know right now, right? Sure. Except for archipelago. Those are physical features. When we get to, we're going to do a start project. Describing your area using these terms would be very helpful. So you might, tomorrow when you're getting into this project, you might take a picture of that with your iPad and use those fancy words. They're not really that fancy, but.
that's too much.
However, most of us don't describe a place by its physical features. They describe the area by its people and culture. If some kid came from Bonner, let's say, and you ask them what's Bonner like, they're probably going to say, oh, there's a bunch of rednecks there that all live in the country, and they think they're all this or that.
They got guns.
You know, you don't describe the area. You don't describe, well, you might say, hell, well, this Bonner is kind of around, it's a newer school, it's kind of out in the country a little bit. You describe how the people are, right? Most of when you describe an area, you're focusing on the people and the culture. So, what terms should I know? The physical and human characteristics of a place. Let's just put the characteristics of the place. Let's shorten it a little bit. So as you guys are writing, well, actually, I'll stop there, but I'll let you guys get the rest of this, and then I will talk. I don't know what I would do without a smart board. I love the smart board.
We'd be using the old one.
Yeah.
The projector.
Have you ever heard of an overhead?
Yep.
Yep.
Like the one with the light?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about. Old one.
Like the one under the flag?
Yeah.
I used to use that.
I remember 4th grade.
Yeah. I used to
Spy and shit on his head.
I used to
I'm serious.
print off overhead sheets and then use the overhead.
They used that plastic.
When
They put it over.
my math teacher in high school, if you got in trouble, he'd make you stay after school and clean all the overhead sheets because he used like the markers to write on the clear screen. It was like the worst job because you'd have to like walk. It's the worst. So at least you don't have to do that.
You thought that was very good technology, huh?
He didn't know any better. I don't know. Not that bad.
Dang.
I got an iPad. It's Alba.
Alba.
Hey, Joseph.
Hey.
I don't know what.
Alba? I think I know.
I don't.
But she went to Argentina.
I mean,
Oh, Alba! Oh, that's my ex's sister. She's a.
Joseph.
10th grader. I think she's a junior.
I don't. Alba's not in here. I don't believe.
No.
Could it be? Could she be in Peterman?
I'm telling you, it's not her.
I don't. Yeah, she's not in this hour.
She's not even in this grade. What's your last name?
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, what's your last name? No, I don't know. Yeah,
Sure, James. Thank you.
Yeah,
Is it weird that I'm not in a science room? Yeah, I'm sure.
bye.
Okay, you guys have this? Okay, imagine the term that you guys need to focus on most. What's that? Okay, when you're thinking human characteristics, you need to focus on culture. That is the human characteristics. Yes.
Okay, so I was at CC's, right? And I see some people. They
You were
were
where?
I was at CC's.
Oh,
And there was some
CC.
people dressed up like that. And I was like, are they doing a play or something? But they looked like a family. I was like, I was trying not
Should
to
I
act
say
too,
something
I was
or-
trying not to act too ghetto. I tried.
There are people. Mennonites are not like they dress more traditionally.
Do they
And-
really? Does
No, but
people
they
really
like
dress like that?
Well,
Yeah.
more similar. They don't wear the hats, but they wear the women wear the dresses and the pant. Then men wear slacks and they look more traditional.
That looks sexy.
If you in some parts of Kansas, there are Mennonite communities where most people are dressed like that. Yes.
Oh, and I was gonna say I felt so bad because the kids look so like
Adorable.
no, they were bored, and I was sitting there like with those star joggers, like what am I? I was like,
I seen like people. It was like just like that when I went to Montana.
Yep, they're
Just
Mennonites.
like it, yeah.
Okay, that would be describing a culture, a smaller culture of a group of people, the Mennonites. Okay,
Have you seen that thing in the video?
here's the hardest term to describe as culture. If you were walking down the street and some reporter came up and said, "Give me a definition of culture," what would you say?
Mexican.
What is culture?
Is it like
What? Well, tell me what you think. You don't give me your
on
own.
TV?
Come back to
I feel like culture is something that people. I don't know.
Traditions, a way of life. It's a tradition.
Nicki Minaj. That's a culture of a religion.
Yesterday, how you gonna
Already
think
know.
your
Yeah, similar ideas. What else?
I don't care. Nicki Minaj.
Horns. Excellent. Yes.
It's the way people live their everyday lives.
Good. Okay, we can all agree that describing what culture, we know what it is, but it's hard to describe.
Let me just try it one more
Let me show you a video of what they interviewed people in London, so in England, what their ideas of culture is. Lots of the same words as we just came up with, but a couple that are different, and we'll think about it as we watch this to see if they're.
Welcome to the sleep revolution.
This is obviously a commercial.
Power down with melatonin plus vitamin C and other antioxidants to work their magic ones.
I like the color.
New emergency power down to power up.
Okay, please be quiet.
Hi, I'm Louise from Quintessential, and today we're in London finding out what culture means.
Culture is language. Everything is like how we speak, our mannerisms, our body language, how we relate to each other, the words we use, all the great literature and the history, the King James Bible, all that. Right.
Culture is a mixture of various individuals sharing ideas and learning from each other.
The getting together of people in a country to celebrate our histories and traditions.
Just what everyone's like from a certain area, just the way people dress and act and talk.
Arts, ballet, opera, paintings of the art galleries.
Diversity.
About what people are, sort of like the area they're brought up in, and who they are, where they come from, that sort of thing, culture.
History, painters, architecture.